Hi everyone, thank you for tuning in to another video on this very cold Saturday morning. It's definitely coming up to October because I'm now sitting here in a fleecy and I'm still cold. So yeah, the seasons are definitely changing. Today's video is just a bit of a what's left, what's new, and looking at what we're going to be doing in 2025 as well. So it's a bit of a mixed bag, but yeah, hopefully you'll enjoy. So I'll start with what's left. So this is all from our Halloween range that we released. I can't actually remember when we released it, but we released quite a few little bits and pieces. These are the two Dauber handles that we released. We've got the pumpkin stack with all the different pumpkin faces and the skeleton head stack as well. I have actually been using these non-stop on absolutely everything. These will remain up on the shop for however long we want them to, basically, just because they're not just for Halloween. They're a really lovely Dauber and I'm so happy with the design that I just think that anyone who just loves that kind of Halloween vibe should definitely be able to get these all year round. So yeah, they're definitely staying up them. I like them. They're probably like my favourite Daubers that I've made so far. And this is actually, these are printed in the same colours. I don't know if you can see, but they are printed in the same colour. It just goes to show different patterns form with different handles or different things that are being printed, and you kind of get a different colour each time. But there are multiple colours of this available anyway, so you can choose between, I think it's about 4 or 5 different colours. So yes, they will stay up on the shop for a little while yet. These stencils, I've just got them tied together with a hairband there just to keep them all together. These won't be staying on the shop, so these will come off after Halloween. I think next year I would like to do more of a like a patterned Halloween rather than just one image within a stencil. I'd rather have a stencil that has multiple ghosts in it and different designs. So yeah, these will come down and won't be available after Halloween. So if you do want those, you can grab those now. But after the 31st of October, they will come down and won't be available. So that's them. What else was there? I can't remember if there was anything major that I'm missing out. I'm not even sure if I showed. Let me just get these out of the packet. Sorry, I hate all of the crinkling when it's on the videos. It does my brain in. So yeah, I'm not sure if I actually showed these in the launch video. I don't know why I didn't, if I didn't. These are probably one, again, like with the handles, these are my favourite so far designed postcards. So they've all been obviously hand designed and they are printed on A6 cardstock, which is the actual size of a postcard. And they're just on a really smooth ivory card. So it's printed with like a colour background, but then the ivory makes it even more darker. Makes it look even more vintagey, so I really like those. Obviously you can go around the edge with your inkers as well if you wanted to, just to make them a little bit more decorative. So I think, I can't remember if there's like 10 or 12, but there's definitely a nice number. If I just quickly flick through all of the designs, just very Halloween-y, quite simple but still nice designs on them. This does go with the download that we brought out, the Halloween download. It goes really well with that one. I think we use these in all of our Halloween journals as well. Just really handy to have and pop in those extra large pockets, because sometimes you don't always have huge tags readily available, so sometimes a postcard is a great way to fill a space, and it obviously provides journaling space on the back as well, so win-win. These I will leave up all year round. And then we move on to what journals are left. So we do have flip throughs of all the journals on our TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, all of those, but I'll just quickly show them all here. So we have these ones that I made on camera with you, so these are all available. Just got little pages in, just good for note keeping, some little decoration as well. And obviously we done these on camera as well, the little bead charms. So you can actually buy these as a set, or you can buy them individually, whatever you would prefer. I love this one, really lovely little beads. Cover of this one is probably my favourite as well. I don't know why, I just like this image for some reason. Yeah, so that I think I did a quick flip through of these at the end of me showing you how to use the book tools. So yeah, those are all available. This one is probably the biggest and more practical for an actual junk journal. The others are more like a notebook style. Lots of pockets and tags, some postcards as well. These are a different set that we have, but they're kind of like a Halloween fall kind of vibe about them, but they're available in the shop as well. So yeah, all of those are still available. Then we have, let me just put these to the side. Then we have, let me just take this off because I don't want that on there. Then we have the Something Wicked Pink journal. I'm just taking off our little labels that tell me what is what, because I get very confused when they're all put together. The Pink Black Cat journal, and then the more Halloweeny type one, more typical Halloween type journal, and this was made from the download that we also released on that day as well. So yeah, we have these three available. Again, all have flip throughs on Etsy as well as all of our social media. We've used all of our, I think that was supposed to go in there, see that was from the flip through. All of our little postcards and bits and pieces from the download. I love that collaged piece. All the eyes have been scribbled on. That isn't something that's just, that is a purposefully done thing. It's not just random. Lots of tags and pockets. Some vintage book page as well. A couple of postcards here and there. Snippets, pockets. And these, I don't know if I've ever shown these on YouTube. Just little like pull-outs, so they fold obviously, and then they open out, so you could, you know, those journaling prompts where it says that you should write yourself, your future self, a letter, or your past self a letter. This would be perfect for that. Or write somebody a letter that you wish you could speak to, or that you would wish that you could communicate with, and then it kind of folds away into nothing really. So it's nice and private. I've actually done that myself a couple of times, written a letter to my future self, just telling myself not to be so silly and stop being so anxious all the time. But yeah, they're quite a good little idea, and I do love this spine on this one with the buttons and the bows. Not actually bows, they're just little knots with ribbon, so really cute. A lovely little fabric ruffle here. So that's that one. That's the more dark and scary version. And then we have these two pink Halloween books. I just think they're so lovely, because you don't need to be all black and dark with Halloween. It can be a bit fun and a bit different, a bit cutesy as well. Some of these as well remind me of like a circus as well, like the especially this little girl. She's like looks like she's come from the circus, a Halloween circus. Yeah, again, very much the same. We have some postcards, pockets, little dangly charms, all of these little ghosts and cute little cats. I never used to be a cat person, but they're growing on me. We have a little cat that comes into our back garden during the winter, and he sits and watches the birds, and he is so friendly. We go out and we feed him ham, and we named him Pat, because we didn't know what his name was, so we named him Pat. And then we actually spoke to the owner, and his name turns out to be Smithy, but we're continuing to call him Pat because we like Pat. Nice little envelope here with some journaling cards. Obviously you can add something to that or take it out and use it in something else. But that is the general theme of both this journal, the Something Wicked, and the Little Black Cat journal. This one's obviously a lot slimmer than the other, so it's good for storing in your bag, on your desk. It doesn't take up too much room. Very nice. Okay, so that is all of the, let me just put all of our little labels back, because otherwise when I go to get them out again I'll get all confused. That is all of the Halloween journals that are left. The postcards and the handles, they will stay on. The journals will come off after the 31st of October, just to make way for, obviously we're going to have a Christmas launch and probably some other little bits as well, nothing major, but just want to make room. So on to what is new. So I'll start with what is 100% new, and that is journals. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 new journals. So I've got this little purple one. I'll start with the 2 smallest ones, I think, or the 3 smallest ones, because these are just little journals that I use these a lot. This style of journal is kind of like this one here. I think I showed it in a previous video. I love to use these as like little to-do lists and keeping track of all of everything I need to do. I even do little designs in here as well for 3D. But yeah, I just love the style of them so much. They're just easy to pick up and put down and add to, and there's no pressure to decorate and be all artsy, and it's just do what you want in it. You want to add some photos, go ahead. You want to doodle in it, go ahead. There's no pressure to do that. So there is a pocket on the front of this with some little ephemera pieces that you can use throughout, and this one has 2 signatures. Can't remember how many pages, if I'm honest, but there's quite a few in there. Very, very plain. Like I say, it's literally a notebook. It is perfect for a notebook. We didn't want to add too much to it because we wanted it to have the space and the room for you to just do what you want in it and not have any pressure to kind of feel as if it needs to be beautifully decorated or anything like that. So that's that little one. I think we're calling that the little purple one. Then we have the music book. Now this one, this cover is actually made from vintage book page. We've cut it down and collaged it together, and you can actually see there's some writing here, so someone's actually written on the book pages, because it was a used vintage piece of, I think it came from a music book rather than just a piece of paper. So yeah, but we had to use it because obviously we had this kit and it just went perfectly with it. Again, this is another, I don't like using the word plain because, I don't know, it has like a negative feel to it, but it's just, it's open. I feel like it's just so, you can do what you want with it. If you want to use it as a notebook, you can. If you want to use it as a full-on journal, you can. It's totally up to you. And there's these little pieces throughout the book that just, oh, I'm just trying to open that, so fiddly, that you can just use as little journaling spaces or just leave them as pretty decorations, whatever it is that takes your fancy. This would be good if you did actually, if you was learning a new instrument, or if a relative is at school or college and they take a music lesson, they could have a nice little music book and document their progress and any shows that they have. They can put all their tickets and photos into the pages. So yeah, it's a lovely idea. That there is just another one of those pull-outs with the A4 paper inside. I think there's a couple of these. This is just a larger version of what I just pulled out. You've got some tags and pockets, obviously these beautiful images as well. But yeah, definitely good for a music lover. And that cover is one of our favourites because it is that vintage music paper. So that's that one. And then there is the 2 set of the Busy Bees. Again, this is just notebooks. I think we had another notebook that was up a couple of months ago, and it was very similar to this, but it had a tie, a ribbon tie, but the inside was a lot more plainer than this. But this one has a lot of pockets, tags, snippets, postcards that obviously we've made and we've got within the kit as well. And a nice sweet little bee theme. Not really the season, it's kind of giving summer vibes, but some of us like to hold on to those summer vibes just a little bit longer. And I think we are one of those people. We just like to try and hold on to the vibe of summer as long as possible. So yeah, 2 beautiful little notebooks. And let's, oh, this one, this is probably surprise you. You wouldn't imagine it is, but it's a bee journal. The cover is a vintage fabric, and it's been obviously sewn together to make a cover with frayed edges, which is one of our favourite things to do. We love doing the frayed edges. Again, all of our journals do have flip throughs, so I won't spend too much time going through it, but we do have our this here is stuffed with ephemera. So is this little seed packet here with this little lace decoration. We've used some vellum as well. I just love using vellum in journals. It makes this page look really lovely, and then when you remove it, obviously it's like, wow, it's so much brighter. Some snippets, beautiful papers, these little envelopes. I think these envelopes we made similar for the shop update that we done most recently, and it was all in a fall kind of theme. And there was also actually some page edges as well included. That is a bookmark there. Some vintage book page in these pockets. It's just been cut and inked. Lots of tags. Another one of those little pull-outs there. Lovely little snippet. So yeah, plenty of room in that one. And you get that lovely little bookmark as well. So that is the other bee one. That's the actual bee journal. I actually forgot about this one. This is just another little notebook. Again, not very not overly decorated. The cover has a nice vintage piece of lace on it, and the inside is very dark, very grungy, but lots and lots of room for journaling. This tag here is removable as well, so you can take that out and glue it somewhere if you wanted to. But yeah, very grungy, lots of pockets and tags, lots of room for notes and doodles, however you want to use it. It really doesn't matter. Again, if you've got a family member or a friend that's a bit of a steampunk, I think this is giving steampunk vibes, then this would be lovely for them. And we've used some old diary pages in here as well with October, just to add to that little theme now. So yeah, there's lots of room in this one. Again, I can't actually remember how many pages are in this. I'll have to, all the information as always is obviously on our Etsy, and it will tell you how many pages and how many signatures are in everything. So that is the last little notebook. So the last journal that we have, I think this is definitely us trying to hold on to summer as long as possible. And it's quite a large journal as well. I think that's like a 2-inch spine. Let's have a look. Yes, 2-inch spine, and there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 signatures inside. Just look at that. I love that. Just love the look of it. It's so lovely. And this stands perfectly. There's no gaiter mouth or anything like that, so it's perfect. The fabric used for the cover, that isn't vintage, but it's just too beautiful to pass up, so we definitely wanted to get that used on Sunflower Book. The doily in the back here, this yellow one, that is vintage, as is this beautiful little doily here. And then we've just added the yellow beauty on the front of that. So 5 huge signatures and these beautiful little ruffles. I think they're also on the inside covers as well. These ones are paper, and then these ones are made from the same material as the cover. That one's a more corresponding one. And I just think that these fabric edges, they make that edge, the page edge, just look so lovely and chunky. I love them. So this one's a bit of a mix. It's not overly decorated, but there is a lot in there. So you kind of get the best of both worlds. You get the best of it being decorated whilst still having the room for you to utilise all of the space and decorate it how you want to. I was just trying to find, I see it, and now I can't find it. There was a little scrap pad that was attached to one of the pages, but now I can't find it, which is typical, isn't it? When you want it, you can't find it, and when you don't want it, it jumps out and screams in your face. But there was a couple of little scrap notebooks that are attached to pages, which is just extra journaling space, obviously. Yeah, this is just such a lovely book. I'm so in love with it, so impressed. I suppose it kind of falls into the fall genre. I thought I found it. Oh, I have. There it is. That's it. Yay! So there was a couple of these that we've just added in. These are handmade papers, and that's kind of like a vellum-y handmade. Nice little scrap pad there, just attached with some lace over the top on a vintage book page. So that one holds lots of treasures, lots of beauty. Absolutely love it. So that is it for the journals that are new. Now we kind of go into, we're still into what's new, but it's more of like what we're going to be doing in 2025. I know it's the end of September and people are probably thinking, blimey, it's a bit soon to be thinking about next year. But with me, if I don't plan ahead and if I don't think about it, I either won't bother doing it, or I get too flustered, start doing it and get too stressed out and then just stop doing it. So these are not technically new, but what I've done with them are new. So let me just grab them. Yeah, that kind of looks like a mess, doesn't it? Yeah. Let me sort this out. Right. Okay, so that's a little bit more organised. So basically, these are just the normal bookmakers that we have always had available on the store. The only difference is that I've kind of changed how you can purchase them, just so it's a little bit easier to get exactly what it is that you need. At the time when I was making these, when they were first released, I had my fingers in so many different things that I wasn't fully concentrating, and I didn't organise them as much as I wanted to. So I finally just sat down and actually done what I wanted, and I'm happy now. I can move on. So like I say, you've seen them all before. Nothing is new. The only thing that is new is that they're now grouped into sizes. So we have the smallest size is a 3-inch. So that's this set here. And I don't know if you can see, but on here we've got a 3x3, a 3x6 and a 3x7. So you know exactly what you're getting. So you'll get a book that will be finished with the width of 3 inches no matter what. And then you can choose between your length of the book. As always, you can buy the 3x3 on its own, the 3x6 on its own, or you can buy all three together. That's pretty much where I've gone. I wanted it to be a little bit more organised and not just 20 million listings for 20 million different bookmakers. So I grouped them all into different sizes. So that's 3x3. Then these are the 4s. Yeah, 4. So these are, you are going to get a book that is 4 inches tall, and then it's just going into the width of the book. So you get 4x2, 4x3 and 4x4. So that is all of those, and again, you can buy them all or buy them separately. Then we've gone up to 5s, and as you can see, your 5 is the height, and then the widths of the book go down. So we start with a 5x5, 5x4 and 5x3. Then these ones, there is only 2 in this set, just because I think I mentioned it in a previous video. It's all about the build plate. The biggest bookmaker I can make is a 7x5, because that is as big as my build plate allows me to go. I can't go any bigger than that. So that one is listed on its own just because it's a 7, so it's 7 in height by 5. So that one's listed on its own. And then these 2 are together, which is 6 in height, 4 and 5 in width. And also, all of those that I've just shown, you can buy them in a mega bundle. So if you just kind of think to yourself, do you know what, I think I'm going to use them all at some point, I want all of them, you can just go and buy the whole lot. And included in that is those new ones that I showed in last week's video, which are the set of 3 that will work on either A3 or A4 or 12x12 paper and cardstock. So those 3 are also included in the mega bundle as well, and they're available on their own. And then I think I just changed up the sizing of this little set that we sell, because I didn't like the size of the smallest one. It was just so small, and so I just made it a tiny bit bigger. I'm not actually sure what the size is, which is nearly 2 by 2 inches, that one. And then this one, again, nearly 3 by 3. that one is about 3.5. So a nice little varied set of bookmakers there. So again, like I say, not new, but these also fall into what we're going to be doing in 2025 as well, because I have accumulated a lot of scrap and a lot of leftover digital papers, and I can't throw them away. So what I'm going to do is I'll just show you a quick example. All of these are left over from a journal that I was making, and I just have so many of them. You can't throw them away. It'd be an absolute waste. So what I'm going to do in 2025 is just make it a goal to use my bookmakers, doesn't matter what ones, picking them out at random and making notebooks and journals out of them and scrap pieces of paper, because I just need to get rid of them without being wasteful. So yeah, that's not even half of it. If I can insert a photo of the amount of scraps that I have or leftover digitals, then I will. But yeah, there's definitely a lot. There is a lot. So those bookmakers obviously are all on there. And then back onto 2025, I want to make a journal, and I want to use prompts, because I do find that my attention span it just doesn't hold, and I get an idea and I'll do it for like a week solid and I'll absolutely love it, and then I feel like I get like exhausted and tired, and then I don't go back to it because it's been done, and then my journal has like 20 days between my next entry. So I wanted something to give me a little bit more structure and a little bit more something to aim towards, and to keep it a little bit more organised without being too strict. So that is where all of this comes in. Now let me just take it out of the bag. So these are just my own personal tools that I have made for myself when bookmaking, because I find that I use these the most when I am making my journals. So I made them for myself. And then these are what I'm going to be using to help me with my journaling in 2025. Now, these are available on our Etsy shop, but because I'm going to be showing them in my YouTube videos throughout the year, you don't necessarily need to buy them if you want to follow along, because I'm going to show them and we're going to go through each and every one ourselves, and you can just follow along via YouTube. So if you want to have the cards to be able to put into your journals after when you're finished, then you can do that. But for the most part, I'm just going to show everything here. So yeah, A to Z of journaling prompts, and then inside are all of our cards. Each letter has a theme or a task that you need to accomplish. So for A, we've got adventures, appreciation, animals, and affirmations. And I think what I like about these kind of things is different things come to mind for different people for different prompts. So for example, animals, some people may think, when they think of animals, they might think of what their favourite wildlife animal is, or when they went to the zoo and they see this animal and they couldn't believe how beautiful it was. Whereas with me, it's my dogs. That's all I think about. As soon as I see the word animals, I think of my dogs. So you can safely say there will be a journal page in my new journal about my dogs. But yeah, you can definitely just utilise these how best you see them and how it fits to you. Some of them might not apply to you, especially something like books. Not everybody does read, so you can just skip it and just move on to the next one. You can complete them all, or just do one, and you don't even have, if you don't like the look of the prompts, you can just move along. They do have little tick boxes on there, so obviously as we go through I will be ticking which ones I have completed, and I'll probably end up putting these in the page that I've completed. I'm not sure if I'm going to do them all or just do one. I'm not too sure. I'm thinking maybe just one, because then it would work out to like one a week. It'd be one card a week. But I'm just going to take it as it comes and just do as many as I can as and when I feel like it. But hopefully it will just help me keep on track and actually keep me journaling for a full year, because I do find that weeks go by and I haven't journaled. So hopefully they will help me. And like I say, you can follow along with the actual videos, or you can buy these cards yourself and have your own prompt cards and go at your own pace. And obviously you don't have to go in order of the alphabet either. If you see something on something that you like, just go ahead and do it. There's no rules. So that's what I will be using. I will also be using these tools like I mentioned, and I just cut up, I don't know what that's doing now, that shouldn't be there. Just cut up that's my cover, my two covers and my spine. So they are all ready to go for me to cover and decorate. And I will be using this kit. Now this is a kit that I've designed myself. I wanted something that I didn't want a theme, because this is going to be used all year round. I didn't really want a specific theme. I just wanted to keep it quite neutral, so that I could use anything within it, and it's not dictated to by the cover or the theme inside the journal. So this one's very blue. I think that's the only dominant thing running through it is the blue. There's a splash of pink in there too. I'm not sure if this one is actually available on our Etsy store, but by the time this video goes up I will obviously have checked, and if it's not, I'll put it up there for you. So again, if you wanted to follow along and do the same, use the same, you can do. It's very delicate download, like I say, very pink and blue. So that was the papers, and then I have the fun task of cutting out all of the ephemera. So the vibe on this one is just very, I know that I can mix and match kits inside to match with this journal, for example. So this is my kit, but I also have these left over from another kit, and they're going to go fine. Pink and blue, perfect. So I can sit and go through all of my scraps. Again, this is going to help me with my scraps, and I can use up everything that I have laying about. I will also be using this here. I'm still working on this. Is kind of like a prototype at this point, but by the time the video comes out, I'm hoping to have it on the Etsy shop. And it's just a hidden spine template basically, so that when I make my journal I can have a spine hidden here. So all of these tools will be obviously on the store, and if you have them yourselves you can follow along using yours as well. So that is pretty much it. I don't think there is anything else that I need to share at this time. I am going to make a start on making my 2025 journal, and I will obviously record that process and put it up. Within the next couple of days I should have the cover at least made, and the ephemera cut out. So stick around if you want to see all of that, and obviously I need to make sure that I have somewhere to put all of my little prompt cards as well, so I need to get a little bit organised with that. So I hope that you have enjoyed the video, and yeah, my next video will be in the next couple of days, and I will show you how I'm going to make my 2025 journal. Thanks for watching everyone, bye.